What if I told you that silver is setting up for the largest single price surge in modern history? Not a gradual climb, not a steady rally. I'm talking about a God candle, a massive, explosive price movement that could happen in a matter of days or weeks, and the historic chart is screaming that it's coming. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is dedicated to helping you understand silver markets and make informed investment decisions. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most exciting technical setups I've ever seen in the silver market. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what a God candle is, why silver is positioned for this historic move, and what the charts are telling us right now. Let's get into it. Before we talk about silver specifically, let me explain what traders mean when they say God candle. A God candle is the largest candlestick on a price chart, representing a massive, sudden surge in an asset's value within a single time period. It's called a God candle because it's so powerful, so unexpected, and so dramatic that it feels almost divine. Think of it as the market's way of saying, everything just changed. These candles typically appear when massive buying pressure overwhelms sellers. Supply becomes critically tight while demand explodes. A fundamental shift in market dynamics occurs. Technical breakouts trigger cascading buy orders. We've seen God candles in crypto markets. Bitcoin printed a $20,000 monthly candle in February 2021, representing a 36% surge in just 30 days. But here's what most people don't realize. Silver has printed God candles before, and the conditions are setting up for another one right now. In 2011, silver rallied from around $30 to nearly $50 in just a few months. In 2020, during the pandemic, silver surged 47% in a matter of months, and most recently, silver gained 147% in 2025, jumping from $28.92 at the start of the year to over $72 per ounce by year's end. That wasn't even the God candle, that was the setup. Now, let's look at what the long-term charts are telling us. When we examine silver's price action over the past 50 years, we see three major breakout points that preceded historic rallies. Breakout number 1, around 2005. Silver broke above a multi-decade resistance level around $10 per ounce. What followed was a rally that took silver above $20 in just a few years. Breakout number 2, 2010. Silver broke through another critical resistance zone, leading to that explosive move toward $50 in 2011. Breakout number 3, 2025. Silver has once again broken through a massive resistance level at $30 per ounce, a ceiling that held for over a decade. What's remarkable about the current setup is the ascending triangle pattern that formed before the breakout. This is a classic bullish continuation signal. When you combine that with the massive volume confirmation and long candle bodies we're seeing, the technical setup is incredibly powerful. Even more interesting, the 2020 breakout cleared a downward sloping resistance line. The 2025 breakout occurred at horizontal resistance around $30. The combination of these two breakout points creates a multi-decade bullish structure. And here's the key insight. Historically, once silver closes above the $30 level decisively, it has accelerated rapidly. We're not talking about slow, steady gains. We're talking about explosive moves. Right now, silver is trading around $80 per ounce. If it holds above $72 or $75 as support, which was the closing price for 2025, the next leg higher could be the God candle everyone is waiting for. But technical patterns alone don't create God candles. You need fundamental pressure behind the move, and silver has that in abundance. The supply deficit is historic. For the 5th consecutive year, global silver demand has exceeded supply. Let me put this in perspective. The 2025 supply deficit is projected at 95 to 200 million ounces, depending on which analyst you ask. The cumulative deficit from 2021 to 2025 totals nearly 800 million ounces. That's almost an entire year of global mine production, just gone. Where's all this silver going? It's being consumed by industries that can't function without it. Industrial demand hit record levels in 2025, reaching over 680 million ounces, and it's not slowing down. Here's why this matters. About 70% of silver is produced as a byproduct of mining other metals like copper, lead, and zinc. That means even if silver prices double or triple, you can't just turn on more silver production. The market is structurally inelastic on the supply side. Meanwhile, inventories are evaporating. London vaults held 31,023 metric tons of silver in June 2022. By March 2025, that fell to 22,126 metric tons, a drop of nearly one-third. COMEX inventories have also drawn down significantly. We're in a situation where there's no available metal left in major vaults. Traders were literally flying silver by plane rather than cargo ships to meet delivery demand in late 2025. This is the kind of physical squeeze that creates God candles. While supply is constrained, demand is exploding from multiple sectors simultaneously. This is unprecedented. Solar energy. Solar panels now consume approximately 15 to 17% of annual silver supply. In 2024 alone, solar absorbed 232 million ounces, up from just 60 million ounces in 2015. By 2030, solar installations could require over 300 million ounces annually. New TOPCon solar technologies require up to 50% more silver than traditional panels. The European Union alone aims to deliver 700 gigawatts of solar capacity by 2030. Every single panel needs silver. Electric vehicles. A standard EV uses 25-50 grams of silver. That's 67-79% more than internal combustion vehicles. Global EV production is forecast to grow at 13% annually through 2031. By 2027, EVs will overtake gas cars as the primary source of automotive silver demand. By 2031, EVs will account for 59% of automotive silver consumption. And it's not just the vehicles, it's the charging infrastructure too. Every charging station requires silver. AI and data centers. Global IT power capacity increased 53 times from 2000 to 2025. As AI adoption accelerates, data centers need more computing hardware. More computing hardware means more silver for connections, circuits, and cooling systems. This demand is largely price inelastic. Tech companies need silver regardless of cost. 5G infrastructure. Expected to reach 13 million base stations globally. Each base station requires silver for connection components. Medical technology. Silver's antimicrobial properties are 99.9% effective against bacteria. Increasing use in wound dressings, catheters, and medical devices. All of these sectors are growing simultaneously. And here's the crucial point. These industries prioritize supply security over price. They need silver to function, so they'll pay whatever it costs. This is not price-sensitive demand. This is structural, essential demand that won't disappear even if silver hits $100, $150, or $200 per ounce. On top of the industrial demand story, silver is reclaiming its role as a monetary hedge. In 2025, we saw $40 billion in silver exchange-traded product assets with over 95 million ounces of inflows. That's unprecedented institutional interest. Why are institutions piling into silver? Inflation concerns. Even though inflation has moderated from its peaks, it remains elevated. Central banks around the world engaged in quantitative easing, and currency debasement is a real concern. Geopolitical uncertainty, trade tensions, tariff wars, conflicts in the Middle East, and political instability are driving investors toward hard assets. Dollar concerns. The weaponization of the dollar and payment systems has eroded confidence in traditional safe havens. Countries are increasingly viewing silver and gold as strategic assets. Fed policy. The Federal Reserve shifted from higher for longer to a rate-cutting cycle in late 2025. Lower interest rates make non-yielding assets like silver more attractive. Silver has gained 148% in 2025. But remember, gold gained 66% in the same period. The gold-to-silver ratio is still around 87-92, well above the historical average of 54-65. This means silver is still undervalued relative to gold. When this ratio normalizes, it represents significant upside for silver. So where is silver headed? Conservative institutional forecasts for 2026 cluster in the 50-65 range. Banks like UBS have upgraded their mid-2026 forecast to $55. Bank of America and others are in a similar range. But some of the more bullish analysts see much higher. Gold Silver's Alan Hibbard expects silver to perform better in 2026 than 2025, with a target of 175 plus per ounce. Felipe Geisels at BNP Paribas predicts silver could reach $100 by the end of 2026. Some long-term forecasts see 143s by 2027 to 2030. The most aggressive predictions suggest $200, $300 within 5 to 10 years. These aren't random numbers. They're based on the structural deficit, industrial demand growth, and the historical tendency of silver to overshoot during bull markets. When will the God candle happen? No one can predict the exact timing, but the conditions are in place. Technical breakout confirmed. Supply critically tight. Demand accelerating. Monetary tailwind strengthening. Institutional money flowing in. The market is coiled like a spring. All it needs is a catalyst. Whether that's a supply disruption, a major industrial buyer panic buying, or continued ETF inflows, and we could see that explosive move. Look, I want to be clear about something. I'm not here to pump silver or make unrealistic promises. I'm here to analyze the data and share what the charts and fundamentals are telling us. The setup for silver right now is historic. We have multi-decade chart breakouts, 5 consecutive years of supply deficits, record industrial demand from growing sectors, evaporating inventories, institutional money flowing in, undervaluation relative to gold, supportive monetary environment. Every single factor that creates explosive price moves is present. The God candle might happen tomorrow. It might happen in 3 months. It might happen in a year. But the probability is higher than at any point since 2010-2011. What should you do with this information? That's up to you and your financial situation. This is not financial advice. But I will say this. If you believe in the fundamentals, the supply deficit, the industrial demand, the monetary case, then you need to ask yourself, am I positioned for this potential move? Because if and when that God candle prints, it won't wait for you to make a decision. If you found this analysis valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe. It helps this channel reach more people who want to understand the silver market. Drop a comment below and let me know. Do you think the God candle is coming? What's your price target for silver in 2026? And if you want to dive deeper into silver investing, check out the links in the description. I've put together some resources on how to buy physical silver, the best ways to store it, and how to analyze silver charts yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay informed, stay prepared, and keep stacking.